Price County Highway and Transportation Committee to order. Clerk will call the roll, please.
Good morning. Joe Baratka, are you online? Joe Baratka. Doug Erickson,
Here.
Paula Hodak,
Here.
Larry Palachuk,
Here.
and Jordan Spacek.
Present.
Thank you.
Items for discussion and possible action, public comment and communications. Don't think anyone's here for public comment. If you're online for public comment, *6 to unmute yourself.
I did have something from Nancy Viscocho. She just sent it. She said, please thank Price County they know how to handle snow plowing. Lincoln and Oneida County roads were bad. That's what she wrote a couple days ago. So asked if I would pass that on. Me
I
too.
did quite a bit of traveling back and forth to Rhinelander last week. Oneida, Vilas, and Lincoln were terrible.
Mhm.
Highway 47, I've seen better woods roads than that. And it was the whole week. We can be proud of what we have here in Price County for maintaining our roads.
The guys haven't slept much, I'm sure, but they're doing a bang up job.
They really are.
They definitely are.
Yes.
You know, it's bad when Oneida County's got to get out the grader and roll the hard pack off of Highway 70. I seen on the news this weekend. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was
Bad.
terrible.
We did take the grader on 13 South.
Just for a few spots.
Yeah.
We did have it out. Yes, yeah.
When it gets like that, that's the only thing that'll do a good job is a motor grader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go through a set of blades a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get-
Yeah, we do.
You didn't get that new grader full of salt, did you?
Well, we have been using it, Larry, yes.
Well,
Both of them are out right now, even today. They were both out yesterday on the county roads.
Okay, anything, other communications from any of the committee members?
I guess I did the village apprentice got bad the one day and somebody was asking, was it that the county's responsibility or the village?
Right in town.
Yeah, that main drag.
Yeah, we did, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
Rod
think
he did scrape it, so.
Yeah, I did have some questions whose responsibility it was.
Yeah, see there again, that's, when the county took that over from the state so many years ago, I think all that communication got lost, who's responsible for what. So, I mean, generally we just plow it all to one side, but during the day, it's hard to do that
Yeah.
with all the traffic going through there. So, it makes it a little more difficult. When you go out there right away in the morning, there's nobody there, you can take it across a lot easier than you can during the day, later in the day.
Okay, what's your pleasure on the minutes from our October 28th meeting?
I move to approve.
Moved by Paula to approve,
I'll second.
second by Doug. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 2026 construction projects. Roger?
Yeah, so this year, of course, we're gonna be doing County Highway D out to Mink and Dover. And then County Highway H from D out to Sheep Ranch Road. So a part of that also is a DOT let for the HISA project for redoing the curve, and there's grooved in white edge lines and sign replacements, guardrail updates. That will also be bid out in March for the state let side of things. There's no state highway work in Price County this year. Forecasting in the future, there isn't going to be anything till 2029, and that would be Highway 70 and Highway 8 to the west of 111. So that's
Wow. 70's really rough already.
Yeah, and you know how things go with the DOT, if they find extra money and things are going good, I mean, it could be bumped up, but as of right now, that's what's forecasted, for the state. Other than that, there's gonna be 2 town bridges in Price County being replaced, one for the town of Worcester and one for the town of Ogama. So,
I hope they don't do with 70 like they did with Phillips, 13 through Phillips. Keep pushing it back, pushing it back.
yeah. Well, let's hope not.
Will that mean our bids will be a little higher if there's no state projects in there? Yeah.
It's a possibility, yes. But the one thing that does help us is Pitlick and Wick, you know, bid on 111 last year and they did get some millions. So I mean, I think with American knowing that Pitlick and Wick is could be a potential bidder again this year, that would help us. So
Well, yeah, Pitlick and Wick bid on a W project and W&D the last time we did it, and they were only what, $40,000 difference between the two.
right.
I mean, it was darn close on that one 2 years ago.
So that's what we do have going for us, at least, is we do have another bidder potentially. So, and American knows it.
Any questions for Roger on that?
Still county end will be 27 then.
Correct.
Okay.
That's gonna be the soonest that we can get to that.
Sure. I just know that it's hearing from people down there, it is really bad. And I mean, we saw it was bad on our road tour. So I just want to make sure. So,
But also, a part of that is, you know, we have County Highway D. I put in for a flap grant for that. If we do not get County Highway D, we really got to look at doing something with D, because D is in worse shape than N.
sure.
It really is. And that's the only,
D past Dover Road, you're saying?
from 8 north.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That end, yep.
So, I have not got a response back on that
Sure.
as far as if we received the grant or not. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. But D is busting completely up.
Did
At
S
least-
get on
At
your
least
list
there's
yet?
asphalt on N yet. What's that?
Did S get on your list yet?
Not enough traffic out there.
Where did you say that?
It'll
was?
look really bad. It'll look really bad if that does happen, Brian.
I have not seen next.
I know.
It's not even on the list at all.
Yeah.
We're working on it, Brian. We're working on it. We're getting there.
That's not where you moved, is it? In fact, we'd like to sell it. Yeah, yeah. Probably give would be a.
Did we complete the work needed for in 2025 for the 26 construction? I mean, is everything on D and H ready to go basically from our end?
Yeah, there's some tree cutting, and the only other thing there would be is there's some bigger rocks on H.
Sure.
You
Yep.
know, that should be removed that are close on the right of way.
Yeah. But I mean, culvert wise, you know.
Culverts,
stuff
yeah,
like
all the
that.
culverts
Sure.
have been replaced, so.
And how thick is that? How thick will that be?
County Highway D will be 3.5 inches and H will be 3 inches. Just to save us, you know, H doesn't get as much truck traffic as D does.
Sure.
The question, is it possible this would happen earlier? Because I believe the plant is actually still set up on 86. Would it be something they want to do right away?
So also another part of it is, I forgot, it's County YY. That is the ARIP grant that we're splitting with
Oh, yep, yep.
Lincoln County. So, I believe American has that, you know, idea of, that would be probably one of the first ones to go would be YY. Where the plant would be set up for D, that's still in talks, I guess. There again, it depends on who wins the bid, but they're looking at some locations closer to Phillips area to set, if they do get the job, that they would set up closer to Phillips. So there would be a plant move somewhere.
Okay. I
Yeah.
just was wondering if it happened right away, if we're prepped if that did happen like that.
Right. No, we're ready to go as far as that goes. I mean, if right away in the spring we got to start doing our thing in pulverizing, I mean, we'll be fine.
Okay.
So
I'd be interested to see those bids again. I know the last 2 years we had a lot of bid action on the pulverizing.
Yep,
So,
yep, and we got
curious to
good
see.
pricing last year,
Yeah.
so.
Be curious to see that again, if that stays true or if people are fading.
Okay, item 4. 6 through 20 structure inspections and deficiency reports. We
So I
have that
shared
in
with,
our-
I shared with you the follow-up, for Price County, the bad structures that were found. There's 25 in total. So far, the town of Georgetown's the only one that has come forward with, bridge and culvert aid request. I've been talking to Ed Haney in the town of Hackett, that there on Bennett Road, that's a bigger structure. That's gonna be, potentially up to 375 to 400,000 for a replacement. It's a masonry arch.
Ooh.
So the reason I shared this with the committee is, just so you know, potentially coming forward, there might be a lot of requests for bridge and culvert aid. I know the town of Ogama, they posted theirs. There's a few of them that should be posted. So of course, when they post them, then you know, there's a greater need for that replacement.
Yeah, so one thing we have control over the bridge and culvert aid is to, when the request comes forward, just kind of like what we're talking about with the state projects or state funding grants, where we're really the one that could say, hold on, we have 4 of them going, you'll be 2027, you'll be 2028. We have not traditionally done that because we've almost been about that $100,000 mark or less every year. It just kind of wavers up and down. So it's something to think about. If there's a rush of it, if that's how you want to manage tax levy. So it would be how it affects your total tax that you're taxing the municipalities. You have that authority to say, okay, you 4 are this year, you 4 are next year. You just let them know that's when the funding's available. Or we just do it like we've always done, where there's a spike and then there's a lull. There's a spike and there's a lull. Biggest problem with that is that's when you can see your taxes go up and down. Now, the percentage of what it is of our total tax levy, what we do, $13 million, we do $150,000, $200,000 in bridge and culvert aid. It is not a big swing. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to see $500 more on your taxes and $500 less. It's just understand that you don't have to run the program where it's just yes, yes, yes. It could be, here's the plan, here's how much is available each year, here's how we space it out. Now, that's also working with the municipalities because a lot of times they're saving up or they're getting grants or funding. So that does make it more complicated. But just so you're aware, how the program works is you have the authority to dictate the timeline.
So I was working with Ed Haney too. So this cycle of ARIP does have $30 million, which isn't a whole lot of money for the entire state if they're going to replace structures. But I'm kind of pushing Ed Haney. I'm going to help him apply when it comes up because that's the bigger structure out of all of these. That's going to be the most expensive. Where that is a 90-10 split at least. So hopefully all goes well on that. But some of the smaller ones, once you get into just changing out, say, a couple of 4-foot pipes or a couple of 2-foot pipes, by the time you go through the whole process and the engineering, pay for engineering and everything else, it actually tends to get more expensive than the 10% you pay. It's hard to believe, but it does. Where if you just do it in-house, you can usually get it done cheaper. So
You'll have to work around the edges to make Ed thinks it's his idea.
yeah.
What, how far off of 13 is this culvert? The one on
Not very far. It's the first one that you come to.
It's just before, it's before the power line? Or right by the power line?
Like a shortcut.
It's the first water crossing
Sure,
that you come
sure.
to off of
I can't picture it. And that's a concrete arch in there?
it's a masonry arch.
Really?
I
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
been through there in years.
Yeah, I got it.
Pictures.
Yes, so yeah, there's a very large crack going all the way around the whole arch on the inside. And it almost looks like it could just split apart, almost, or one side fall off. So, there's a lot of concern by the inspector. And yeah, so if you look where Bennett Road, it's that first.
Amazingly, it went through some logging trucks last year and
Yeah,
they thought for sure it would go. But it didn't.
Can you pull it up, Nick?
I'm looking for my.
Yeah, well, I guess it's good to see this list and have us prepared as board members and whatnot to know, like you said, it unfortunately will continue to approve what we approve, and if something big does come along, then we might have to put it off, unfortunately.
Can I ask who were the inspectors for these?
Emmer Shields.
Emmer, okay.
Yep. So, it went out on bids through the state. Kind of, or like, not really so much a bid as a solicitation process. And there was, I want to say, 4 or 5 firms that got selected in certain areas, got certain people, firms went to certain areas in the state. So, but yeah, Emmer did all the inspections in the towns. As far as countywide, just Price County's structures, Willie Knack did that. I went along with Willie Knack.
Is that K and B?
Yes.
Okay.
So what I have is the State of Wisconsin Department of Transportation, the inspection report. So this is coming up to it. You can see there's like a rail on it. You don't need to see all that.
At some point, there was an addition sides put on it to make it wider, but there you can see the crack
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
right there.
I can,
Any idea what year that was put in?
No, it's all mortar and rock. And then so on the water line there, the rocks are actually coming, are falling off. So on the bottom,
You better save that one. Put it up somewhere.
Why, they did a beautiful job in the day.
they did. So there is actually a structure very similar to that on I, just before Jeff Hallstrand's.
Maybe we could get Joe to line it.
I don't know if you can do those or not, but Contech does make us something that they utilize as well. But
How is the width on that, Roger?
well, the whole road is fairly narrow, so
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
I can
So-
go back. This so you can see the overhead crack. It's pretty big there. 6+ inches.
Just say, it looks like you stick your arm up in that
That's
sucker. Wow.
Wow.
21 inches deep. Yeah.
21 inches deep.
At that
so it is a concern. It is a concern. And honestly, we sent a letter to Ed Haney that he should post it or do something with it, and he just refuses
So
to.
this is how wide it is. It's just over a single.
Yep.
So what is this gonna be replaced with? Multiple culverts? Is he-
No, so that's the thing. The DNR is very picky as what you replace it with, because you replace it, if you replace it in kind, they don't have as much to say about what you're doing, but if they don't like anything with a bottom in it. So now this one does not have a bottom. Now, if you were to try to put something in there that has a bottom, the DNR would say absolutely not.
Really? So
So-
they need to build a structure on each side, parapet walls or whatever, and
So this may be a bridge.
A bridge or a Contech makes aluminum box culvert type-ish that looks like this.
sure.
The same exact thing. It would be on a spread footing on the bottom. So I'm looking at different options for the town of Hackett. So I mean, otherwise, yeah, you get into a regular concrete simple span bridge. That's where potentially we could be up to 400,000 or better.
And it's considered a culvert because it's under 20 feet.
Because it's under 20 feet. Yes, it's 15.5 feet.
So let me understand this. So you rate these from 0 to 6, correct? Is that scale used by that?
0 to 10, actually.
Oh, 0 to 10. Okay, so what did this rate?
-5.
I think, I don't know if you scroll up, Nick. I don't know if, I think it's a 3 maybe. Right, oh, I think down a little bit, Nick.
But if it's less than that, then you have to close it. Is that what I understand?
Well, you have
The
to come
road?
up with some type of further down, Nick.
Oh.
Sirius 333 on the right
3.
side there.
Shoosh, 3.
So two is usually generally closed. You close it at a 2. No, and
No, you know what, Roger? Thank you for the work that you're doing to try to help the township out. And shame on the township for not like trying to take the help you're giving them. I hate to say it that way, but
well, Ed came in my office and we discussed it. So I mean, I'm hoping that we continue to keep moving forward and do something with this because
Well, the concern that I had received from him was that he was not happy with the tone of the letter that was sent to him and that he was not happy that his name was not spelled correctly. Those kinds of things make him, I'm just
okay.
don't shoot the messenger.
Sure,
Just,
sure. And I guess I didn't proofread it close enough to catch that, but, I had discussion with Ed. The inspector had discussion with Ed. Willie Knack had discussion with Ed. And he just refused to do anything. So that's why the letter was sent, because everybody knew there was an issue.
Mhm.
And to pull liability off the county, inspectors, everybody, the DOT knew that there's an issue here. So that's why the letter was sent.
Just telling you what I had heard, I was told.
sometimes it takes a spark to start a fire.
Yeah.
To kind of put the monkey on his back.
Yeah.
Okay, anything
Well, and I
else?
think it was a gift for Emmer to give it a 3.
Yes.
Which to me tells you he's giving him a little more leeway to get it done.
And see, the problem with this, if it was an actual bridge,
Hmm.
the inspector could close it down or force him to do something with it. But
Because
because
it-
it's not a bridge, nobody can enforce it.
But it's got guardrails. Don't bridges have guardrails?
A bridge is over 20 feet.
That's right.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. So I don't know if in the future, if the DOT is gonna work on something legislation wise to change that.
Sure.
But, this is local government. And he has the power. Nobody else has the power to say what can be done here, so.
Is there access from both ends if they just closed the bridge,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
made a turnaround on each side or something? If
Yeah,
that had to happen.
it makes it a lot longer for the people that live on the other side. Not that many people live on the other side of the bridge. I mean, it's a ways through to the next houses,
Mhm.
you know, but still I'm sure those people travel that road outward to the highway rather than going out to K and then north or south on K, you know, so. But. Well, thank
I
you for
did-
your work on that, Roger.
Yeah.
I didn't think the letter was nasty by no means, but it was just,
To the
It's,
point.
Everyone reads differently.
It was a legal letter saying
yes.
there's a liability here. Yeah. So here's Highway 13. The bridge is right here where my marker is. So there's nothing from 13 to the bridge. And then if you go all the way down Bennett, I think the first residents are on this end
Yep. Yeah.
and right here. So there is a little bit on this. I'm trying to think. Is this K? K is right here. So it's a shortcut for sure. But there's another one here. So that's where it is if you want to know.
That's a public road.
Yeah.
So my arrow is where the bridge is.
Well, all we can do is give them the information we got and move forward.
Yep.
Anything else on that item?
No, like I said, I just wanted everybody to be aware and potential, cost coming in the future.
Okay, thank you. Town of Georgetown Bridge and Culvert Aid. We have the information in our packet.
Yep, so this was one of them that are on the list, which they have posted. So, Lepke gave them an estimate, which is a good fair estimate price. So that the Lepke's estimate was $12,631, which I gave a little buffer just in case they ran into something as far as the 6,500, because it does happen.
Yep.
We
know.
tend to come back for these too many times, so it's like you might as well put a buffer in. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Doug, seconded by Jordan, to approve Town of Georgetown Bridge and Culvert Aid. Any further discussion?
So with the approval here today, then it goes to executive to do the resolution for the levy, which will be future year levy.
Yep.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Highway 13 and 111, Roger?
Okay, so, no response yet from the DOT as far as if they're gonna do any additional, safety concerns out there as far as like rumble strips. Have not heard anything back from Tony. There are flashing lights on both sides now.
When?
Isn't there?
Mm-mm. Just the signs went up, no flashing lights.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was told by the DOT engineer that that was supposed to be done.
No, the stop
Right,
signs
this
went
one.
up,
Okay,
but no, I've been going to town at 2:00 or 3:00 in the morning the last 3 days and I haven't
Okay.
noticed it. I think I would notice that, but
This would have been the signs with the lights around the sign.
no, the DOT does not like those. They're
Okay.
gonna do the flashing. Oh, it's not amber, it's the red.
so okay, I guess I haven't been apprenticed much lately or that direction for a while. When did we put the flashing stop sign up on K?
So,
Will it be like that or no?
no,
Okay.
it's gonna be like on the 111 side.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I followed the DOT on that and they do not like the round
Sure.
stop flashing. So they were gonna pay and put up, which I thought it was supposed to be early this week, yesterday or Monday it was
Sure.
supposed to go up, but
It was rainy.
yeah, could have been the weather.
You want to work with wiring in the rain?
Yeah, well, there's solar.
Trying to give a dog a bone.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, so we put up we added the additional stop sign on the other side. The additional on Little Chicago, the stop ahead. So there's 2 stop aheads, 2 stop signs on each side. But yeah, so we acquired through another district that didn't utilize their flashing stop signs. So we put them on K on both ends.
Okay.
We put them up ourselves. So those were no cost to the county.
Sure.
But I will check on why that flashing stop.
Said I'll look when I go back home, but I went to town at 3:15 this morning. I didn't notice it, but
Okay.
like I said, I could have still been I still could have been partially asleep. I roll it ish some days.
Well, you're supposed to be setting an example, you know.
Well, you know what? There ain't many people on the highway at that time of night, and it's
Those lug nuts have to stop rolling.
yep.
Anything else for Highway 13 and 111? If not, we'll move on to equipment replacement. Thanks for the update, Roger, on the intersection.
Let's see. So, winter's been tough on us. And
It's been tough on a lot of people.
yep. And on the construction project, so it went after the initial the available funds that would have been left over from our road projects this year. Some quantities were a little bit over on asphalt and some of our gravel. So some of our prices went up. So ultimately, we don't have enough funds to carry over to purchase a loader this year. We have been, with the purchasing of new equipment, the depreciation that we've been getting, the extra work we've been doing, we have been building up our equipment fund. So it has been doing good. I think carrying over from this year, Sarah does not know yet what our operating income is going to be till everything closes out at the end of the year. She said it could be 0, it could be 100,000. You don't know till everything gets balanced out and audited. So we're carrying over roughly just shy of 200,000. So I mean, if we do good again next year, we'd have the potential of buying a loader without borrowing any money.
Yes. So this is one of our better years we've had with that end of year process and building up that fund. So just kind of clarifying what Roger's talking about with during the budget process, we came to the county board, came to you guys and said, normally you allocate or you do allow $3.1 million for construction projects. We looked at the bids, we looked at where the construction was at the time. We looked at the estimated cost, and we estimated it would be about $2.65 million this year in construction. So when we went through the budget process, and again, this is all our guessing at the time, as we said, still allow us to do the 3.1. The 2.6 will go to construction, and the remainder would go towards equipment. So it ended up being about $400,000 towards equipment. Roger came to me. Roger, Sarah, Carrie, we all sat down and said, okay, what happened, or not what happened, but what did all the construction projects come in at? And it ended up being more material than quote or estimated. Some of the areas were thinner, thicker, whatever. It just ended up being more tonnage, was probably the biggest change in all that. So the cost went above that 2.6, which we estimated. So even though the board approved $400,000 for equipment, we had that discussion. Roger was great. Everybody's great, and said, hold on though. We can't just use the 400,000 and go over on the 2.6 by 200,000 and just go, okay, where are we going to get the 200,000? So at that time, and I can't remember if it was November, whenever we met and said, okay, put a pause on. It was right when we did the bids for the front loaders. Said, you still do the bid process, pause it. We'll see how winter goes. If we have a really good winter, we'll go to the committee, we'll go to the board and say, hey, we have winter funds left. We budget X, we had this much left. Let's reallocate that towards the equipment. Well, you saw how November and December ended up. So that was not an option anymore. So with the pausing of the purchase of that front loader, what we'll have to do is go back to executive with that resolution for borrowing and just say, yeah, we said 2.6 on construction or 2 point whatever on construction and 400 on equipment. That's not how it was allocated in the end. We did about 100,000 for equipment because we still got the skidster. The remainder should go towards the construction, so we cover all those projects. There is some buffer there. We didn't go 300 over, but it went over with materials. So we'll be recommending that all just go to construction, gives us a buffer in the future. But it'll just have to be in order to be transparent, we got to redo those borrowing resolutions to show what we actually spent that borrowing on. That being said, like Ron, we won't have that front loader money this year, but we did pretty well in the equipment fund. When we look at next year's debt, when we look at all the process, there's room in there for looking at equipment again. So it's just a bummer that we had rough winter at the end, that we were off on our usage for tonnage. Not that it was, that's nobody's fault. That's just, it's a bumpy road and we smoothed it out. So use a little bit more here and there.
CNRR were tough, as far as laying out asphalt because there's so many curves and it's tough for when you're dragging a paver around to get exact tonnage, it's just tough. It is tough.
I'm glad that's done though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your taxes went up to cover that, right, Doug? Good, good. Way to contribute.
And then another part of that, so we had an incident up in the parking lot, where one of our pickup trucks got totaled. And, it's a 2014 pickup and we really have to replace it. And we got, what did we end up, 12,000 something?
Technically, we got 13. We pay $1,000 deductible, so it was 12 is what we got for the.
Yeah. So,
So what was the incident?
well, it was, a guy was backing up with the end loader. He had like a plow, like an old front plow off of a truck
Yeah.
attached on there. And as he was backing up, he caught the pickup.
Oh,
Yeah.
What did he catch?
The
The
pickup.
truck.
he backed a front loader into the pickup.
Well, not the loader part, the plow.
The plow.
caught it,
Well,
but it
while
ripped-
driving the loader.
Right, got it.
Yeah.
It started from the door and
Oh.
Went up the side of the door.
then the fender. And
I think I have pictures.
so it totaled out the truck, but so trying to replace something in that dollar amount just isn't working.
12 grand?
Yeah.
Oh, you want a 1992 Chevy? Hey, I found a 2002 on Facebook Marketplace the other day. It's only got 98,000 miles.
For 20 grand?
No, 12. Yeah.
Well, this is a 2014 anyway, so I'm just requesting.
Is it one of one of the red ones, the half tons? Or
It was a half-ton pickup. It was a crew cab, 4-wheel drive.
Sure.
It was one of the ones that it was actually one of our nicer ones, kind of that we have for
running around?
yeah.
Sure.
But I'm requesting to go over that dollar amount. There is to find something locally close here. I mean, Medford Motors does have, it's a 2020, but you know, it's over, I think, $23,000. So,
Do you get the discount as far as the municipal buying a used one?
No.
So at what point in time, not that you want to spend that much more, but like, what's the difference between that and a new one? In that, you know,
that was
yeah,
Well,
probably another 20,000.
I get that, you
Yeah.
know, but I'm just,
for going point A to point B with a lot of these vehicles.
I didn't know what the truck, like, can we move one of the supervisor trucks down is, I guess what I should say, you know, or,
Well, that,
you know, and
well, that is,
shuffle.
yeah.
We still do that though. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Sure.
is-
Okay.
So like we still have one of the Menards trucks. I think that's a 90 something.
Oh, that Chevy?
That green one, yeah. So at some point we have to retire that one as well. I mean, we still have to look in the future. Because it is, I mean, the next truck that we're gonna be getting for replacing for one of the foremen, that his truck would go down to the fleet, but and it was also last year, we had to get rid of one of the trucks because the frame, pickup truck, the frame was bad. It was just done.
Was it covered under any insurance of any kind?
Yeah. Oh, which one?
The one that you're talking about that got wrecked?
Yes. So we
Yes.
got 12,000 for that, but like I'm saying, that was a 2014. To find a 2014 to get it for $12,000 is
It's
not,
not gonna happen.
it's not.
Okay.
That's always
But
good.
I mean, you just, because of the price difference, we have to go used. It doesn't pay to get that discount on the new one.
Well, so Doug, I mean, it would be another 20, well, so instead of
25
getting a $23,000 truck, we'd end up with a $44,000 pickup. You know, it's still gonna be,
Right. If we were replacing like some I don't want to call them different level work trucks, but like if we were replacing the one that plows at the airport and dams, like that's a everyday work one, where the ones we're talking about is like get your crew to your flaggers to the site, or get your chainsaws to the site, or what, you know, it's,
Just have to use the BART bus.
you don't need the $45,000 truck to be doing that. So it's like we try to rotate the ones that are used every day to the 45 and get the 45, the used are used
That makes sense. yeah.
45 down to that work truck.
And we acquire some trucks from the forestry when they, when they're used up too.
Yeah.
You know,
Because they're, again, those are everyday pulling their ATV, whatever out there. They get 30 or well, 60, 70,000 miles on it. We replace those 70,000 mile trucks are still really good.
for us, for
to-
our flaggers
to
and
run it
and the
around,
guys
yeah.
that,
So you guys would have to approve using additional money out of that equipment fund to replace the truck.
I guess I'll make a motion to approve the use of additional funds to get a replacement truck for the highway shop.
Do you need a dollar amount?
You can, not to go over
Not to exceed 25,000.
for the purchase or for the above the 13 or 12.
Well, they need to be getting brand new.
Right.
Total.
So I think the total cost of
Total cost not to exceed 25,000.
okay.
I'll second that.
Motion by Jordan, seconded by Doug to look for a used pickup truck to replace the one that was totaled out. Not to exceed 25,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm not sure if I can, Larry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for this, guys. For some reason, I thought it was canceled due to the conference coming up next week, so I apologize. But coming in late, not sure if I can vote on this or not, but I would approve also if I can.
I see no reason.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Semi-retirement's rough when you got to get up early, eh, Joe?
I tell you, it's a bugger. I was actually out in the woods cutting firewood when I saw Nick's text. I'm like,
Okay, department reports. Commissioner,
Well, next week, myself and I guess 3 committee members will be attending the Winter Road School, and that's in La Crosse this year. They changed things up. Last,
Our meetings are back to Stevens Point this year for our winter meetings. So you guys are switching from the Dells too.
yeah, and then
Interesting.
well, the summertime it's going back to the Dells, but
Sure.
they just want to do something different, I guess. So change things up. See, and last December we had the central commissioners meeting. We voted on our LRIP projects. I put in for county highway. Jay going in to the feed mill. I received 200 and just shy of 250,000, 260,000 for that project. That is a 90-10 on that, so.
For what year would that be then?
27. So that would be dependent on, like if we do N at the same time, we would do that section of J going in around to N, so tie that all in together. Another interesting fact that came out with the DNR and the DOT have a new agreement. So from now on, anytime we touch anything outside of the shoulder on the state highway, we have to have DNR permission.
Oh, no.
There has not been confirmation, even if a sign has changed, if we have to have DNR.
Ooh.
So if there are issues on the side of the roadway, water issues, it's something that we potentially not be able to handle immediately. In the past, we always could. We could ditch, change culverts, whatever, handle it as normal business. But things are changing as far as that goes. So it's tough to get the DNR to respond on just regular culvert changes. And now we're supposed to get the DNR to respond to if we got a ditch along Highway 13 for something. So it's going to make things difficult.
what if we just do it if it needs to be done?
And that might happen too, Larry. Yeah.
Had to put that out.
Way easier to beg forgiveness than ask permission.
No, other than that, I guess I've been helping the towns out where I can and I did put in for bridge replacement on I and an STP project on H.
So what would H be, the STP project?
That's 80/20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how far, like out to Sheep Ranch?
That'd be sheep rent. No, they don't like big projects, like
No?
big lump sum dollars. They try to keep your projects kind of in around the $2 million-ish,
Sure.
2 to 3. So it'd be from Sheep Ranch Road, west to somewhere around Dardis, because that is really ultimately the worst
Sure.
part of H out there.
See, and I get all my complaints about all the way to Big Elk Road. From Big Elk Road to town is where I get every complaint. Comes in that 1 mile stretch there, basically.
They need to drive a little further.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It all depends on where they live on the road. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I know I get the complaints too that H is a complete pothole, but you got to drive the whole thing
Yep.
to get the whole effect of the
The
road.
whole flavor.
Yes.
It's a pretty good flavor.
hmm There is a drastic change once you get out.
Oh, yeah,
hmm
it is.
But there again, I mean, if it's something, an STP project takes years, so it's not like if you receive the grant that it'll happen next year. It's usually a 4 to 5 year process.
Sure.
So that could potentially, if we get if we get it, we could do the rest of it along with it. So,
So did you say with the Dover project, I'm just going to go back a minute, are they logging off the curve?
it is done.
It's
It is-
done. I
it is
haven't
done.
been out there in a couple days. So
Yeah.
okay, a while,
Don't you live
yeah.
out there?
Pardon me?
Don't you live out there?
I know, but I don't always go that loop. But I
You
should.
gotta take the long way home.
Well, I'm just lucky I can get home these couple of days.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, so I talked with Ben Orson too from Price Electric. So shortly here, within the next few weeks, potentially they'll be moving the power lines as a part of that.
Okay.
So that'll be moved out of the way. And we have a few trees for ourselves to cut as well out there before. I think we have till end of March to get the trees cut for the long-eared bats.
It's good to hear. I know last we had spoken, you said they had till
The 15th of January.
15th of January, right?
Yeah, that was a part of the agreement.
Okay, good.
Any questions for the commissioner on his report? Airport.
The airport's just been pretty much plowing snow, keeping the runways open. Tidying up the fence in a few other spots as they find tracks going places. They've been taking care of that. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for the airport.
Oh yeah.
Nobody responds. Nobody from the DOT responds.
So we still don't have it.
No, it's sitting in Wausau,
Cheapers creepers.
but
It's like 6 years in the making. I'm pretty sure 5 years in the making. Yeah, it's gonna be out of warranty before we get to use the dang thing. Gosh.
yeah, it is frustrating. But I myself have sent out 2 emails to the DOT, the BOA, I should say. They are a division of the DOT. There is a new director at the BOA now. I guess potentially now that's the next step is reach out to her and see if I can get a response from her. But there is actually even no response. So Westwood Engineering, they were the firm that put the bid out. I talked to Jason. I'm like, Jason, hey, can you reach out to the DOT, see if they would respond to you? And he has gotten no response from them as well, neither. So where it's at, what's going on, no idea. No, I don't. Not off the top of my head.
Where in Wausau is the Motor City?
Fabicat. Yeah.
Has it been paid for, Roger?
No. So that was the other part. So when I talked to Andy on it, there's the attachments that go along with it, like the snow blower and a few other things. Fabric hasn't even gotten that yet because it's like, okay, so if the BOA isn't going to send a check for the loader, we're not going to go and get the snow blower till,
Yeah.
because they ain't going to sit on that money as well.
That's just mind blowing.
I can't figure out neither how you can bid out a piece of equipment. They went through the whole process, and then, okay, they approved their bid. They said, go ahead and order it. Now it comes in and it's like, okay, just wait a minute. We got to go through another process to pay for it. So,
For airport, on a positive note, we finished up the BFI project. So if you've been following that, what that was is building fixtures and improvements. So with the personal property going away, the hangar owners were no longer getting separate tax bills as personal property. And so we as a county were getting a tax bill for the whole airport for all the improved buildings. So then we were individually, based on the assessment, we individually charged each hangar owner the taxed portion. So we distributed the taxes. There was a process called BFI, Buildings, Fixtures, and Improvements, that allowed us to make them their own individual tax bills. So we worked with Christina Ritz and Oakley and Quest and all kinds of groups to get the project done. And so now each hangar owner there has an updated survey and a lot, and all the information's been put in. So this year we still have to distribute the tax bill because we as a county got it, but going forward, every hangar owner will get their own tax bill based on the assessment. And then with that, we did a whole new survey for the whole airport to realign what the lots were with what the future growth is with. So all the lines now line up rather than having all these different maps on top of each other. So if a hangar owner comes forward, we have very clean lots ready to go, rather than, is it on this old lot number? Is it on this new? Is it over 2 lot lines? Where is it going? So that project finished up about a month ago. It worked out really well. There was a lot of hiccups along the way, but it cleaned up. Everybody should be good out there now. We had a couple of confused hangar owners because their lot number went from lot 17 to lot 21, and which one am I paying for? And it's like, it's the same lot, just we reordered the number. But the project is done and turned out really well. So if you look at maps now, the little squares should be around the proper spots rather than in the middle of hangars.
Okay, anything else on the airport?
I guess the taxiway and the T hangars are still moving forward. We went through the 90% design. They're tweaking a few things as far as and trying to get a variance when it comes to the steps or the entrance doors, because there's a step going in the entrance door. I guess I haven't heard back yet if they got approved for that variance yet. I haven't talked to Carl yet in quite some time on that, but that's the only hiccup on the T hangars themselves. I believe that the taxiway will be let this year yet.
Can we expect construction of the T hangars in 26?
I'll have to verify that with Carl just to see how things are moving along.
No flights canceled or delayed
Not that I'm aware of.
due to weather? Okay.
Not that I'm aware of. No, there was nobody in the terminal building this morning, so I think everybody got out.
Okay. Any questions for Roger on the airport report? Okay, we'll move on to dams.
All the dams are in good shape. Dave's been, clearing out to the dams, plowing snow, taking care of the catwalks, sanding some areas. We've been working with Jules, getting some old minutes back with discussion with the DNR as well on the water levels, maintaining the water levels. And we're gonna try and get something together and, cause we just been having a hard time with the DNR as far as controlling the water levels for winter drawdowns on timelines and then paying for permits. So we're gonna try and, we're gonna try and get out of the whole paying for the permit process and things that have been going on. It's been kind of cumbersome working with this newer individual at the DNR. It's kind of weird to look back in the old meeting minutes where the representative from the DNR actually came to the meetings, the dams meetings. So, other than that, not much to report on the dams.
Okay, any questions for Roger on that? We'll move on to highway crew.
So far the 25-26 winter season, we've had 21 storms. And including 17 of which were freezing rain and drizzle along with the snow. We've used 1,650 tons of salt, 90,000 gallons of brine, and 3,200 tons of salt sand on the county system.
You said 3,200 tons salt
Correct.
sand?
Correct. Yeah, that sand shed is getting a pretty good dent in it.
So I listened in on the town of Worcester meeting a couple weeks back, and they said that they were going to get some salt sand from Lepke's because they were running out. The town of Worcester, they only had 100 yards stockpiled. We do sell it to municipalities, correct?
They did come, town of Worcester did come
Okay,
get some.
because I talked to Neil about that, and he made it sound like he'd never heard of that. Almost kind of like, I guess I don't know. I was like,
That's
I just-
history, Jordan.
yeah,
That's history.
I know, but I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I kind of thought that, it's there, and so he did appreciate hearing that. So, but yeah, so I was just curious if they actually came and got some or not. So,
Might we have to get more sand before the end of the year? Or before spring?
I hope not, Larry, but I will see if things.
it's okay to see the back of the wall once in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know Nick had questioned me on that. Are you ever going to see the back of that? And I'm like, I hope not, but
Yeah, that's not on the plan.
no, it's not in the plan, but it's it's contingency plan, right? So you want to make sure that you always have enough just in case. And this is one of them years where
Yeah.
potentially we might see the back of the wall. So
Are we still sitting good on salt? Or
Yeah,
I see a lot of stuff on the internet with a bunch of groups I'm on for all the little guys like myself that, well, they're bigger than me, but nobody can get salt anywhere in the cities. Like, it seems, is that just a contractor thing? I mean, as a municipality, do we have a bigger pull?
I don't know that we have bigger pull. What I heard from another county is that there's no salt in Marinette, and they're not going to bring any more salt into Marinette into that port. I don't know how Superior is sitting on salt.
Sure.
I know there's a few vendors in Superior. We're just, the county's getting so we did order ourselves 660 ton of salt. If things get really bad, the county is sitting on salt.
Sure.
So should things get so bad that the state salt is gone, we would utilize the county salt. The state would just have to reimburse the county. So
Sure. I
There
know,
again.
like, I buy it by the bag to throw out at the places I take care of, and Menard's price went up 50% between the second week of November and the middle of December.
Sure.
So I didn't know if that was the case, if you'd heard anything about that with, or you guys have a year buy.
Yeah, so normally we get a year supply. So the state bids theirs out, and they have what's called, an early fill, and then their winter fill, and then they have reserve. They
Sure.
also have reserve. So
Sure.
in case things are so bad that, and it has happened in the past where, say like we're out and Juneau County is sitting on a ton. We'll truck it from Juneau County
Sure.
to Price County if there's no salt available anywhere else.
Sure.
So
Where do we get our extra sand?
where do we get the extra sand from?
Yeah.
We would contract with lakes or something. We do have some sand in our pit, but that we could utilize, I guess. So,
Okay.
but it's a little tougher in the winter time when
Yeah.
you get in, you bust open the pile And then you got a lot of chunks, and then you have to throw some of those chunks off to the side. So even though, I mean, like say we were sitting on, I don't remember the exact dollar or number tonnage, 1,800 ton in our menthol pit, but by the time we break into the pile and throw the chunks off to the side, well, now we might be only utilize, you know, a
Yeah.
half or 3/4 of it.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
you know.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the winter process for municipalities that we're assisting or contracted with, and just how that works and what the expectation should be?
Oh, the town of Harmony.
I wasn't gonna pick on anybody.
Oh,
just
well, no,
just
I
in
mean,
general, like if we get a call or how the contract works, it's not the same as county level
so yeah,
service.
I'm talking with the town. You know, they would set up that they would let us know when they want us to come in. There are times where, you know, we you know, some of this winter, I mean, with the freezing rain expected, the heavy snowfalls you know, anticipated. So we already know that we have to go out in the morning. But otherwise we leave it up to them to make the call, you know, as far as how much snow depth that they want us to plow. It's been going well. There was one instance where one of the supervisors were on vacation and didn't communicate that back to anybody. So I just made it clear, you know, if somebody, the supervisor that generally calls Vance to have them go out, it's like, okay, if you're gonna be on vacation, let Vance know. Then Vance is gonna make the call on what's gonna happen there. But no, we have one new guy out there and one veteran guy, and so far it's been going well. So we did it.
But it's an on demand. It's
I
not.
travel
a
Cork
same-
Road daily. He's doing a nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more on demand. It's not meant to be the same general level that you would send state highway person out.
Yeah, it's not the same level, but so, but I did make mention, I mean, if I start getting too many complaints, then we will treat it like a county,
Mhm.
you know, so they do know that. It is a possibility, so. And how it might go forward, you know, if potentially we do it again, you know, I just said, well, it'd be nice to have a contract going forward, kind of like a 5-year contract. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Everything went well. You would appreciate it. We can work on how it went. You know, there's always gonna be hiccups here and there that we'll figure out. But then after that, it's like, okay, it is an additional revenue source. We have the extra guys, but there again, I mean, so like a town called and wanted some brushing done with the boom mower tractor. Well, we come and go as we can. We just can't send somebody there. So
And-
roads are the precedence right now. You know, things like that. We're doing boom mowing or something for a town. It's like, we're just gonna have to wait.
to clarify, it's not that we have extra guys. It's we've now allocated what would have been like, hey, you get the weekend off, even though it's a snow event, because we're using
Right.
those extra that used to be extra available to allow people to have a weekend off. Now they're headed to the municipality, or the, like your example there, like we can't do the brushing. So it's not, I don't want people to assume like we just have crew sitting around. There was an intent with those extra above
Yeah,
the routes to
yeah.
cover routes so others could have days off, or they might have a reason to be gone. But
We-
it just puts it a little tighter in that sense, and more people would have to work during a snow emergency. or
We have
snowstorm.
a guy running night shift again.
Yes.
Now is that every day he's on?
No.
It's only-
So it'd be like the same schedule as the day guys, except for on night. So,
Sure.
you know, they're not working nights through the weekends and all, but,
Yeah.
which this year's been really great. So Charlie was on nights. He's been on nights this week. So, I mean, last night he was patrolling 70 for ice. You know, he was salting. He's been taking care of 13. They make brine. There's always something.
Sure.
It works really well.
'Cause I know what Matt was on a couple weeks back or something. Or,
Yeah.
So it is a rotating shift.
Yep. Everybody takes a turn
Okay.
on nights. So,
Okay.
if somebody would say, come forward and say, hey, I want nights all winter long, then that person is on, but nobody stood up and said, I'll take nights all winter long. So it's like, okay.
It was
Just-
comforting though to have someone out on the roads on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, yeah, and even
Are you all partying, Paula?
Yes, I was.
Creepers, creepers.
but it's a little peace of mind too, I would think, for the sheriff's department. So I mean, there's times where I'm sure that there's something going on that they could use some assistance from the county. Yeah,
Did we hire a replacement for Greg Cooley yet?
not yet. No, we are working on that. We'll be doing some interviews tomorrow.
They're big shoes to fill.
What's that?
Those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 it's Matt and Mike Stoibert, so. He was a newer hire here, not too, he might be on his second year this year, I guess. But, no, he's doing well.
Hibbard?
He worked for us.
He worked for.
No,
us.
Mike,
Oh,
I
Mike.
think
I think Mike's been here, maybe, he might be on his second year. No. Also, they've been continuing to clear the right of way on 86, boom mowing in the town of Hackett, ND as weather permitting. Pardon me, and winter maintenance in the town of Harmony. And that would be it for.
Any other questions for Roger on the highway crew report? We'll move on to fleet and facility. Sure.
When you do road work for the town of Harmony, if it's a holiday or something that get called out, do we get reimbursed or do we go in the hole? Are they paying us a flat rate?
That no, they pay for what they get, so we charge them by the hour. So
Okay.
from the time the individual gets called in, so if he starts at 6 to go out to the town of Harmony, he gets in at 6. He gets in his grader, he checks oils, jumps in the grader and drives. He's getting charged when they leave the shop.
Like there's.
But if it's a holiday, are we charging them back
Whatever
time
the-
and a half or whatever they get
Yes,
for holiday?
whatever
pay?
the rate that we are paying that man is what.
And I would
They get
assume when you put the contract together, you would put all those in there.
Right.
Yeah, that 5-year you're talking of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they know that up front.
They
too,
know
I
it up
mean,
front. Good.
Yep.
Good
They know that
question.
Saturdays, Sundays, whatever it is that they're, if it's
Yeah.
premium, but they pay the rate that.
I guess my point of asking, just make sure we're not going backwards.
Yeah.
if we
No,
have to
we're not
pay,
subsidizing.
premium
That's a good
time.
question though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not subsidizing anybody in this, so.
Okay, fleet and facilities.
Let's see, just if nobody knew, we took delivery of the 2 new county trucks and they are in service. The one is on AXG and O, that's number 33, and number 58 is on C, YY, and RR. So the next 2 trucks that we'll be getting are gonna be 2 Freightliners. They were awarded to Truck Country, expected to delivery in February. For the price of $154,243, and then the 2 body builds were awarded to Scott's Heavy Truck and Trailer. They're out of Weston. They got universal equipment, and that build per unit is $201,383. I guess, Nick, too. I mean, at some point, I guess we're going to have to discuss the pulling of I think it's roughly just under $6,000 extra per truck build so it went over what the borrowed amount
Right,
was
we
for that one
borrowed
truck.
Not enough, but it's not an absorbent. We didn't
No,
miss the
no,
number by
like-
a lot, so we have some options, but we do have to clean it in the next year.
Sure. Okay.
So why is this happening? Don't we
Be-
get estimates and don't we hold them to estimates or
Well,
how does this work?
So we bid it out. Everything's bid out. I mean, which we had a fair amount of bidders, but the problem is inflation is just is just killing everything.
When we guesstimate what we're loaning for, we don't have those numbers yet. We just take last year's and add a little bit. We just didn't add a little bit enough. We were short.
So I want to say the price of the trucks went up. The trucks and the body builds went up
Was it?
20,000
It was like
or
18.
something.
I think it was 18,000 more than the prior year, and we only added 12, I think, to each loan for the truck. So we assumed an increase, but not the size.
So the
that
bid
it was.
didn't change.
No,
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 no. Bids didn't change. It's just that,
Our
you know,
guesstimating was bad. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was,
So,
you know, I can't bid out these trucks and this equipment till I get approval from the county board,
to
right?
make the loan.
To do the loan. So unless I get approval upfront to like say, okay, yeah, which I don't know how you do that, where it's like, okay, bid for it, and then we'll borrow
We'll
the
do
money.
we used to do that. That's where we got in trouble. You remember when Jay Jansen was here, it was, oh yeah, go ahead and bid on it and we'll do the loan later. Well, you bid on it, you purchased it, and then nobody would pass the loan. So we now say you get a loan up to, I can't remember, 325, 37, whatever the total is. And our job is we used to be good. We used to be $12,000 over, and then we
Yeah.
went up, and it went up 18.
no, I follow what you're saying, and in that aspect, it makes sense, but isn't there a way we can get, you wouldn't call it a bid, but an estimate from the vendors so we have a better idea when we're voting on the budget?
A lot of it depends though on multiple bid. Like we go in a
Yeah.
group bid. So some years they're bidding out 10 trucks and some years they're bidding out 4. And so we do have, I mean, the best estimate we can do is.
Are
did it
you
go up?
talking to the vendors before you give us that estimate? And you know,
Um,
for the loan?
Well, the problem is so like these, they have a lot of time invested. Not so much the truck builders as it is the body builders. Because, so like now you're gonna say, okay, you're gonna hand them a great big spec sheet. And it is a large spec sheet as far as when it comes to the body build. You know, when you pull, you know, being able to pull the pusher off, put an underbody on, and the brine system and everything else that goes along with it. So you're gonna give this piece of paper to somebody and say, could you spend, you know, a half a day looking at this and give me an estimate? A lot of them will say,
Well,
yeah.
my response is we have to spend our time then
Yeah.
replenishing the budget to cover the over.
Yeah. And like next year, we'll make sure to up
So
it.
whose time is more valuable? They're the ones making the profit.
Well, when you're on a bid though process, they might not get the bid, right? So,
That's a chance to take when you're a business person.
right, you know,
Yeah. And next year we'll have to just, the loan will be up to X dollar, you know, you'll
Yeah.
just,
I guess we just weren't anticipating a price increase that high.
yeah. Cause that was
Yeah.
about 8% increase instead of about a 5, which
Yeah.
makes a big
Well,
difference.
I don't think anybody will guarantee a price 18 months out.
No.
That doesn't.
And
That's
That's
the
understandable
other
too.
thing is it
Yeah.
takes so long to,
Yeah.
you know,
Once we get the number, they stick to the number. It's just we have to put in a budget before we even allowed to go bid it. And so we have to, Dan has to guess, we have to guess and say, here's what we think it won't exceed. And usually we're pretty good. This year
Yeah.
we're off by, I guess, what was it, 6 each truck?
Yeah.
These companies are in the driver's seat now because if we back out, somebody
Somebody
else is going to take the
Take our
truck.
spot. Yeah. I mean,
And the body builds, you know, this Scott is hopefully guy has a faster turnaround than the others, even though he was even the cheapest bidder. But so even like Monroe or Universal, they're over a year out to even get your equipment, you know. And I don't know if some of this pricing of,
Why?
you know, could be reflect from the tariffs, possible tariffs, because some of these suppliers now are, you know, even like batteries now, they're putting a tariff on our batteries that we get in the shop. So that might have been, you know, a good, you know, because a lot of these truck boxes come from Canada, you know, that you get on a dump truck. They all pretty much come from Canada.
the Hendersons or Bebo.
Bebo, you know, and I don't know a Henderson box where that comes from, but, and I
Just-
don't need,
to be clear, I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just trying to clean up the process. It doesn't sound like it's possible the way things are right now.
Probably just give unlimited money. Then we don't have to worry about it.
well, yeah.
Loan up
the-
to whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're not over specking the trucks, you
Well,
know.
Don't take any of my questions like I'm like I said, pointing fingers. I'm
Oh,
just
it
trying to
sounds like it.
understand the process and see if we can clean it up. What was that?
I said, oh, it sounds like, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm saying I'm not.
Yeah.
It's your
Right,
tone.
I didn't take it as you were.
Not what you say, it's how you say it.
I think my wife just told me that the other day.
Yeah.
That's when the mics are off and you're yelling at us.
Yeah.
So,
So this is the second round of trucks that went to county roads, correct? The last,
these two here will be state trucks.
no, the ones we just got.
The last two that we got,
So the last 4 trucks we got all went to
On the
state
county,
roads, or
yes.
county roads. I mean.
County roads.
yep,
Interesting. Okay.
the other two went on, one went on W and the other one is
Yeah.
over here on
Yep,
H.
yep. Okay.
So the next, but like I said, the next two here are gonna be state trucks.
Sure.
And then I don't know, potentially switch back to county, but it's just that the county trucks compared to the state trucks are configured differently.
Mhm.
So, but even though, I mean, we have brought them down, but you just gotta change things around a little bit, which you hate to spend extra money on something if you don't have to.
Sure.
And the only other thing which we discussed was, we lost pickup truck 3C to an incident. So a lot cleanup incident. So there are different protocols for lot cleanup too. So hopefully we can alleviate that issue in the past.
Anything else under fleet and facilities? Any questions for Roger? If not, we'll move on to vouchers. What's your pleasure? The vouchers have been around.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers.
I'll second that.
Motion by Jordan, second by Paula to approve the vouchers. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our next meeting date is February 4th. It was determined that unless something comes up, we will not need a meeting in February.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
Meredith?
So Larry, I have that March date. It's at the top
You
of
have
my
the
min-
March date,
It is March 4th.
March 4th?
Yep.
Okay, our next meeting date will be March 4th. We've exhausted our agenda and we're in order to adjourn. Declare the meeting adjourned.
Okay.